Proud of the guys' energy. Really impressed with our effort. A lot of things to clean up, a lot of things to work on. That can't be the mantra after every single game, because you gotta start becoming a little bit more of a well-oiled machine. But I do think the thing that was lacking in the last couple games was that pop, that running rebel pride and the energy that's necessary to don this uniform. And I think we had it tonight. Now, we had a lot of miscues, had a lot of defensive fouling, 16 turnovers, which is not horrible, but it's not good on the road, and some other statistical things that lended to the game being as close as it was. And then you have to give Air Force credit for making big shots and getting to the free throw line and sticking with their game plan. So, when it's all said and done, I'm pleased that we're at a point where we got 2 road victories. And I'm displeased with the fact that we lost twice at home. So we got a couple of days off to get back to work and get better. That's it. That's what it's all about.
When you were drawing it up in the preseason, is this kind of what you had in mind for a senior backcourt? Is those 2 guys taking over the way they did in the final minutes?
Yeah, obviously you hope for that. You hope for your senior leadership to be something that you can depend on. And players got to make plays. JoJo hit a big 3. He fumbled the ball there, and it kind of got us out of sync for what we were going to run. So we ended up having the ball in the senior's hands. As long as JoJo's feet are set, he's not trying to do step backs and draw contact, and he's solid. I mean, he can make those deep shots. So, I'm good with that shot. If we'd had the bobble, we probably would have had the play execute a little bit differently, but we'll take it. And then Jordy was fantastic at operating against that zone. I thought that their zone is very tricky to play against, and he did a phenomenal job of getting it inside out and getting to communicate with the guys on when to bounce it and get inside and the interior part of it and penetrate. We got a couple driving drops, a couple driving floaters and finish. So it was a good way to attack it. I mean, when you shoot 63% from the field, your point guard's doing something right.
I mean, you mentioned that zone and the shooting percentage, but also you didn't get a lot of second shots. You made
Right.
2 points. How pleased were you with the shooting percentage, but disappointed with the rebounding in that regard?
Well, the rebounding is kind of a skewed number because of the efficiency that we had offensively. Now, the one I'm disappointed with is the defensive rebounding, where you give up 16 offensive rebounds. They got a lot of second chance points, and they got a lot of looks there that I think from the free throw line that we didn't want to have. But long shots are hard to rebound, and they took a lot of threes, and there was long shots and long rebounds, it's just you got to hunt up your guys, and it's a little more difficult when you're in man. And we were playing a bit of a zone man, and when you have a guy that you're guarding, that's the guy you're blocking out. When you're in the zone, it's a little trickier. So
You mentioned the zone man. It looked like you were. Can you explain that defense you ran at times?
We don't have enough time. Well, we were in zone for a portion of the game. We flipped back to man, and we kind of tried to keep them off guard because they're so efficient when they get into a rhythm. And we saw where, ball pressure and trying to take them out of what they do is really difficult to do. There's only been a couple teams that have done it so far. Pacific and Riverside ran the basic 2-3 against them, and that they faltered a little bit against that, but they shoot it so well it's scary to run a zone against them. But it worked out tonight in spurts, and on to the next one.
Marvin, just last one for me. We hear team effort all the time, team wins, but this one really felt like every man getting off the bench, every man being part of it, the rotations.
Well, you know what? If you'd have told me Shakur and Brandon were going to be 11 for 11 combined, that's their line, I'd have said that might be a long night. I don't know if we're going to pull that one out. But you got Chet gave us a couple good minutes. Mbake gave us some good minutes. Nunu gave us some really good minutes. And then Jay came in and played well for his few minutes he was in and got a big bucket. So, it was great to see everybody involved. And you know what I think I liked the most? When the game was over, no one was pouting about their minutes or their stat line. Everybody, they knew the conference. They have an understanding now how difficult conference is, and how they got to show up for every game. So they brought it. They brought the energy, and they got the W.
Is Anthony's ankle bothering him again?
No, you know, tonight was more of a coach's decision. It's not all the way right, but it was one of those deals where I felt like with this style of play and with the specific defense we were going to play, I thought if I did go to a backup for Chris, I thought the way Jay had been practicing, you know, I was going to give him a quick look, and he did good. And then Chris was playing so well, and his win was pretty good, that he ended up playing more minutes than I thought he would. So that just didn't get to him tonight. But his attitude was great. And team win, man. Team win. Let's take it. Get on this plane.
So Jordy, down the stretch, it seemed like you came up so big with so many plays. Did you look for those opportunities, or did you just see the chance to take them?
I seen the opportunity, so I took it, and that's what my team needed. So me being the leader, just stepping up, making a big play.
How big of a win is this one? Bouncing back, elevation, road game. Now you get a week to kind of have this in your back pocket as you move forward now.
It's a big one for us. You know, we lost. It was a bad game. You know, we played bad. This is a good one. Come back, bounce back, go win.
You guys never gave up the lead. Did you feel like it was just important from a mental standpoint just to keep Air Force from going ahead?
Yeah, kind of. But our main thing was just play hard for 40 minutes and see what the results is, and that's what it is.
So the last few games, everybody's talking about Jovan and how he's in a shooting slump and he's missing a lot of shots. What do you think when he's pulled up for that last three-pointer in the final minute?
He the best shooter in the world. Let him shoot it.
Is that what he says, or is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying, and that's what he should say.
Jordy, can you talk about just the mentality of you just down the stretch, those final 5 minutes, the way you just kind of took over with the three mid-range jumper, and then, you know, getting the steal on the other end, and then feeding, you know, the rest of your guys, just your mentality down that stretch?
Like Coach Jeter says, nothing work unless we work. And I was just working hard for my teammates and just to get the win.
Personally, how good does that feel for you? Just the way it ended.
That feels great. We got the win. Nothing better than a plane ride home and the win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordy. And just how big of a shot that was for the team.
I was just trying to make a play, but I saw they switched, and I looked at the clock. I saw about 5 seconds. Just taking a moment and just making a big play for the team.
How good did that one feel? Just down the stretch, the way you guys, you know, hunkered down, and, you know, despite Air Force combat, I mean, just how good of a win does that feel, especially the way it played out late?
This is probably the smartest team I've ever played against, you know, in my basketball career. The way they never get sped up, the way they just do as the coach says, and it works for them, you know. And they're very smart, you know. We had a game plan to stay down on these guys, and they just shot faked us all night. And it's hard to guard shot fakes, and they just got to the free throw line constantly. And they were able to stay in the game due to that. But as far as the shots, I mean, I had to put in the extra work. You know, it just feels good to see a couple go down.
You looked like, I mean, you shot well all night, and you seemed like you shot really good with a lot of confidence. Did you always believe that? I mean, you were just in one of those dry spells. You were going to come out at any time.
No, it's just. It's just putting in the work. I mean, I put in the work, but I mean, if you go in a slump and the shot's not falling, you got to put in more work. Like, I made 2,000 shots the day after Saturday's game, so it's just about doing what I can to improve. So.
How long did it take you to make 2,000 shots?
About 3 or 4 hours.
At once, or you take a break? Right?
Just shoot.
Just at the Mendenhall?
Yeah.
Was that anyone there helping you? Or?
Well, yeah, I need rebounds to make 2,000 shots. I can't make it by myself. But yeah.
Jordan, talking about that shot that you hit, he said, you know, Jovan's the best shooter in the world. What does that mean to you when your teammates have that kind of confidence in you, even though, you know, you may have been struggling for a couple games? They still have that confidence in you.
That was a great compliment, but the great thing about it, he probably shoot better than me, if not as good. So, I mean, for him to have that confidence in me to take that shot, that's big coming from him. You know, someone I've gotten to know over the last 2 years. You know, and I've grown a very close bond with. You know, so we all love each other. You know, and that just shows, you know, the type of confidence we have in each other. And I mean, I feel like he stepped up. He shot the same shot and knocked it down. So it's about confidence, and we all believe in each other.
looked like you were really vocal on defense tonight. Was that part of the game plan? Was there like any new defensive thing, or what was the game plan there?
Well, we had a game plan, and I mean, if you look at the way they play, you have to talk more than usual. So if you don't talk, they're going to score each and every time down the court because they cut, and they screen, and they just have so many actions that they run, and if you don't communicate, they'll eat you up all game.
As far as team wins go, is this as sweet as it gets?
No, we won't be satisfied until we get to where we want to get to. But I mean, it's just one of many more opportunities we have in front of us.
Thanks, JoJo.
Thank you.